Hello there, everyone. Welcome to another Lottery one-off. We're going to do another Underrail one today for this playlist, where Sylvester does the Beast Battle on hard mode. This was a lot of fun when I had done this with Lottery for the first time, as it was significantly more difficult than it was in normal mode, which turns out to be most of the battles here on hard. And I figured it should be fun. It'll take about maybe 20 minutes or so, which is I think a decent amount of time. I can chat with you guys about random stuff as we're doing it. But to start, we'll cover Sylvester again, because it's probably been a little bit since you've seen him, and it's been a little bit since he did Depot A together. Well, he's now level 16, and a reminder that he is not a min-max character. The only stat I lowered to start with was agility, and it was reduced by 1 point. He is a plasma pistol, normal pistol user, with my intention to move him over to using energy weapons, specifically and only in the future, once I'm able to craft a decent one for my laser pistol needs. But he is also using psionics. We're using cold spells. Sylvester is based on the Sylvester Busculi character, or Sly Boots from Anachronox, and thus you hear the music for Hephaestus playing in the background, an area that had lots of lava in it. And, well, that seems to fit the bill for Foundry, so I tried my hand at replacing some of the soundtracks in the game with Anachronox soundtracks. Not quite sure if I like it or not, but it does give me the opportunity to watch my old Anachronox playlist while I'm running around here in this game. Anyway, here's his stats. It's okay. He doesn't excel at any one particular statistic, but the things he's increased have been helping him out. Higher dex for throwing and lockpicking. Constitution, because Sylvester is as agile as a dump truck, and so we take more hits, and being that he's a psionic user, he has lower hit points, so increased Constitution counters that. I do shoot things, so I need the increased perception. I am a psionic user, and thus I need a little bit more will. Well, I guess I don't need it, but it is helpful to increase my damage just slightly. It also plays nicely with my persuasion skill, giving me a higher stat in that as well. Intelligence is going to be ranked one more, by the way, to 8, in order to give me the extra psionic slot, and then I can reduce the psionic cost for slotting different types of schools in our brain. But at the moment, Sylvester is still only using metathermics, although I began to take points in temporal manipulation at this point as well. This is also nice for crafting. Sylvester is a crafter. He is making his energy weapons, or I plan to have him do that in the future, along with armor, drugs, grenades, and standard pistols, along with everything else in between. So this will be nice to have up to 8, which is where I intend to leave it. Perception will be increased to 11. 1 more point on the way to 24. At 26, increased perception, and then scrutinous at level 30. For his skills, we're using guns. Because this is his primary means of doing damage, I put 5 points into this every single level. Throwing at 75, it will probably hit 80 sometime in the very late 20s for my points placed into it, which will give me an effective skill of about 107 or so. I'm perfectly happy with where it is at the moment with an effective skill of 97. It's a 90% to hit about 5 spaces away, which is exactly what I want for my throwing skills for my grenades. Lockpicking of 80, this will probably be increased very slightly around max level so I can get into difficulty 1 to 40 locks, but I'm perfectly fine with it here. This has allowed me to access all the locks that I really care about, and with the increased lockpicks, I'll be able to get into about 120, which is the majority of the most difficult locks in the game, if I recall correctly. Mechanics and electronics, I wanted this for tasers, I wanted this for energy weapons, I wanted this for standard pistols, I wanted this for shield emitters, amongst other things, and potentially EMP grenades in the future, and I think Sting Ball. Though I think Sting Ball grenades take a little bit of chemistry, if I recall correctly. So let's work it out. We'll take a look at the equipment I made for him in a bit. Because metathermics, I do use cold spells on occasion, though nowhere near as often as a pure psionicist would. I'm still putting 5 points in this every level. I probably shouldn't, now that I think about it, because once I have cryostasis, that tends to be the bread and butter, as the only skill I use with Sylvester Sly Boots, though occasionally I'll send out a Cryo Orb, but very rarely. This battle will probably see me using that skill. Still, I have been improving it by 5 points since I was occasionally using the Cryokinesis fairly often early game, so I'll probably still be putting 5 points in this every level. I began taking Temporal Manipulation, although I have no Temporal Manipulation psionic abilities at the moment. This is going to be risen to 85 and then left there until near the end of the game, where I'll probably put a few more points in it. My intention is to use Limited Temporal Increment and Temporal Dilation on this character. Although, to be fair, Temporal Contraction would probably also be very beneficial, because that would let me fire my Plasma Pistol twice. Boots was a swift talker in the Anachronox game, so I'm taking a high-level Persuasion. I really like Persuasion, although it does make some of the Underrail encounters less lucrative, because there's less corpses to loot. It does mean that I don't have to fight some of these most difficult battles, and I'm still trying to play through the game without reloading as often as I can, though I'm reloading far more often in hard than ever before on normal. But I don't regret taking this. This has been really nice. And Mercantile, which has also been very nice, since I've been relying on the MK2 fire grenades to pull a bunch of work for me, setting people on fire, getting them to run around and avoid the area that I throw those grenades. It's been really useful. Plus, it makes things cheaper, which would be nice, and it will let me buy a jet ski on the cheap, since I don't have pickpocketing this time. I'm not going to be able to get the free Aegis jet ski in the DLC when I finally hit that. For feats, you've seen some of these before when I ran through this with... when I ran through Depot A with Sylvester. Aim Shot, because I like crits, not going to help me here whatsoever, because the Bladelings are immune to critical hits. Fast Metabolism, really handy to heal an extra 10 hit points with normal health hypos, extra 25, I believe, with advanced health hypos, and 12 per tick with the bandages. I've really enjoyed this. Plus, just in case I need it, extra 25 Psi. I almost never use Psi boosters, though, because I only use Psi basically for cryostasis. Opportunist. Since I can slow targets down with cryo abilities, since I'll be able to eventually slow them down with temporal dilation, because I use nets, because I have a taser, and all sorts of other means to incapacitate or slow targets, this is nice for doing extra damage, and combined with the plasma pistol, it's quite a bit of extra damage that I can do to a target. Snoopin', because Sylvester Sly Boots was a private detective in Anachronox, so I felt it would be thematic to start him with snooping, or take it very early on in the game, so thus he has this. I probably would recommend not taking snooping, by the way, if you're going to build a character like this, because this feels like a feat that I don't get that much benefit from, but whatever, it's thematic. I like making thematic characters, thus I have it. Kneecap Shot. One more tool in the belt for slowing down enemies. Does decent damage as well with that dot effect if I can actually kneecap something with a plasma pistol bolt. But in particular, I've never taken Kneecap Shot before, so I wanted to give it a try. Sylvester himself is very slow in combat at the moment until I can get some tailoring, which isn't going to happen for some time, unfortunately for him. So I can make some boot spring boots. But at the moment, this helps me slow down fast enemies, in particular melees, so I can get a little bit of distance. Or to try to delay them from reaching me for one more turn. Steadfast Aim. Plasma pistols have a great chance to crit. Combined with Steadfast Aim, it's like an extra 10%. That's pretty amazing. I really liked Steadfast Aim. I just took Practical Physicist at level 16, but I have not been able to benefit from this yet, because at the moment, I'm not getting any decent quality energy cores or plasma cores from any merchants at the moment, and I won't get them until I complete the Ogliarch's quest. On that note, Sylvester is, as with most of my characters, joining Core-Tech. This way I can get the increased plasma cores from the merchant. Pre-Med, I'm using a psionic caster, or a psionic user. There is no reason not to take Pre-Med. Cryogenic Induction, in order to keep things frozen or slowed one more turn when I use my slow spells. And Execute. Since I do put things in cryostasis, that counts as incapacitating them, which means 250% weapon damage. When my plasma pistol crits against a incapacitated target, I do, it's like 700, like 550 energy or so, and 350 fire. It's amazing. Almost nothing survives an execute if it crits. In fact, I don't think anything has yet survived a critted execute. For specializations, yes, I'm increasing snooping twice to start because it's thematic. Oh, that was a rough decision for me to make because I feel like pre-med or execute or kneecap shot, all those cooldowns are probably better. But I want the thematicness of this character, so that means snooping is what I'm increasing for my spec. Alright, let me put a small break here. And now that I'm done covering the character, let's start this. Okay, we activate the device and get the heck out of here. I'm going to enter combat for this bit because I want to guarantee I can move away after I drop more caltrops here. Now, as you can see... Oh, I didn't cover my equipment. Let's do that really quick. Critical chance of ranged weapons increased by 13%. I just realized that this is useless for me, and I should be wearing the plus 10% to all damage goggles instead. But it's too late. I've started this combat, so we're doing this with this useless goggles. I can't even take them off my face because I started combat. If I have a second, I'll try to take... Well, actually, it doesn't matter if I take them off my face because I don't have any... I don't worry about dodge anyway. I have no dodge. So whatever. We're using this. It's useless. High-frequency shield emitter. I completed the Southgate Station quest involving Oculus, and this is the first time in which I actually killed Mordra as a result of that. He had that shield. He also had this anti-thermic galvanic anti-rifle overcoat, which I am also wearing. Decent mechanical resistance, which lets me actually tank some of these blading hits. I'm immune to heat. Good electricity resistance. Useful all around, but look at that armor penalty. That is just awful. I have no movement here in combat. Extra 2 utility slots with my belt. Efficient amplified plasma pistol. I have not tried to make specialized plasma pistols before, so it took me a little bit to understand the options you can add to these. Efficient is when you add it's the same component that you can add to frequency shield emitters to make them efficient. And it reduces the energy cost per shot somewhat significantly. This would have been 17 energy or more than that after I amplified it. Amplifying has increased this plasma pistol's critical damage bonus from like 120% to 238%. So when this crits, this does incredible amounts of damage. But that's not going to help me versus the Bladelings. They're immune to critical hits. 7.62mm Hawker extended magazine laser sighted. Didn't find a rapid reloader, which I would have preferred instead of the extended magazine on this. But it's still a decent pistol. It's holding its own, and I just realized that I have the wrong bullets loaded in this gun. So we'll swap over to my W3C rounds shortly. Or 2 rounds. What are they called? 2 rounds, not 3 rounds. 3 rounds don't exist yet. And I'm still wearing those Rathound leather striders back when I had gotten through Depot A. It gives me a little more movement. A little more movement. So you better believe I'm using these. Okay, so I'm not quite sure if I should throw the Burrower caltrops here or the Crawler poison. I think I want Burrower here and Crawler up here. I guess it doesn't matter. We'll throw the Crawler down here. Then we can swap bullet types. I'm only gonna have a few seconds. Okay. Oh, I need to be over here if I want to throw grenades. Okay, here we go. Oh, they're gonna walk all over all those crawlers, just those 2 guys. I should have thrown them up here instead. I think there's another down there, by the way. Okay, so we'll move up a bit to see that other one? Yeah, there are 3. Okay, so... Darn it, I should have thrown the burr or caltrops, since the first 2 waves are going to take all the crawler caltrops away. I don't care if the first 2 waves are stunned, I care that the last 2 waves are stunned, but it's too late. Put some damage on all of these things. We can probably cryostasis you, and we can entangle you to stop you guys from moving, and then you'll be stunned. Well, that's good. The plasma turret will have essentially will have a chance to do something there. I can't execute this. It's too far. Maybe I could shoot it from here, but I don't think it's going to work out for me. We'll throw a flare, which does help me hit, and then I guess we will try a plasma shot. Let's kneecap it. If we can finish this one off, that would be fantastic. We'll just stand here at the moment, since this is the best position to be using a grenade against the Bladelings from. So as you've seen, we got the second wave in just 2 turns after the first wave had happened. And I think we get every wave happens about 2 turns from the last one. So we're going to get quite a few of them very quickly. This is good music to do this fight against with. Nice. Okay. Darn it. I moved back a little bit. And that's going to cost me my execute against this one. Actually, no, it won't. We can try it. Not only do the waves spawn quicker, but there's more waves, and there's more enemies in each wave here in Hard. Maybe, actually, I am super glad I did put the crawler caltrops here. It's working. I think we have 2 or 3 more waves that we have to deal with here. Good relaxing music to play while we're slaughtering Bladelings, I think, as well. Hope you guys don't mind it so much. Let's see. Let's entangle one of these. I want to keep them grouped together. If I can. Yeah, make them run around each other. First off, it takes away all those caltrops, and I want those gone, because I'm eventually going to walk down here to search the beast's corpse. All of these should get stunned, but I'll move back just a hair. Oh, nice. That one died to the poison. Execute is still on cooldown. These things will wake... Oh, these things will still also be stunned, though, next turn, so that works out for me. I guess we should still use the plasma on them. reload. I need to be close to them if I do want to execute. Let's move over here. We got at least one more, I think, spawn of these things. Oh, I wish you were shooting a different one, but whatever. Okay, so let's execute. It's tempting to cryo orb that group down there, but I'm a little worried that I'll end up hitting my allies if I try that. Let's check it. I'll do it. Only hurt some of them. Did chill them, though. Plasma Sentry is still friendly to us, so we didn't hit anyone else. Okay, I think that was the last of the crawler caltrops. Nice. Good suppression there, Dan. Well, they're all grouped, so we... Oh, and our flare isn't here any longer. Let's have it so that we can... Oh, wow! Hit them easier. Good thing I threw the flare, since that landed nowhere. That didn't quite land where I wanted. Odds of both of them missing are very low. Keep you entangled. Blast you a bit. We can still stay here. This one is crawler crowd dropped. It might get a single swing at us. I'm okay with it getting a single swing at us. It'll be stunned right in front of us. Good, and it won't. Its friend blocked away. Oh, no, it still got a hit. And it was a crit. Oh, come on. You see one more shot against that one. Sure. Okay, time to begin running over in this direction. We'll put some caltrops around here to keep them slowed. Nice, good, good. Maybe we won't need the caltrops. Maybe this is the last group. I don't think it is, though. If we see another spawn, we'll go ahead and toss caltrops down. Okay, wow, yep. I remember when doing this with Lotaeri the first time, it always felt like... I've always thought the last one that spawned would be the last group that spawned, and it never was. You know, I'm not sure. I should look up at the wiki a little bit. Execute says it works against incapacitated targets, right? Stunned and incapacitated. I don't know if that means rooted. Like, it works when I cryostasis something. But cryostasis doesn't say that it incapacitates the target. Though it certainly does qualify for the execute's extra damage. The execute isn't grayed out. It doesn't stop me from using it against a target that doesn't qualify as what it would benefit from. So I should probably look that up a little bit. It's 10 action points left over if I do execute. I think it's 10 action points for me to use my taser. So let's move up and tase. And then we can execute. I am surprised. I probably shouldn't give Stig any ideas, but I am surprised that these things can take can be poisoned. They're made. These aren't really like. These aren't creatures with a internal anatomy. They're literally rock elementals. There's nothing like they don't have a stomach or anything of the sort in them. They don't have any blood. They're rock, as far as I'm aware. I would have thought that they would be immune to poison. That was a misclick, that final thing there. I do think this is the last group that just spawned. But I've thought that the last time I did this with Lotaeri as well. Okay, I'm gonna cryostasis this one. That way its friend has to walk through even more poison. This may seem rather unfair to the poor rock elementals. Don't feel bad for them. There's a lot of them. Let's unkneecap this one. So just like last time, Dan likes moving up and tanking for the very final few. That's an awful chance to hit. The plasma pistol has an awful chance to hit at even moderate range, but that's probably also because I have, all things considered, a rather low perception. I think it's in the dark too. Let's go ahead and light them up. That's much better. We go from 67 to 83, but I still can't fire this round. Oh my god, there is one more group. Okay, that's the last one. It's always one more group. One more than I would have thought there would be. Good. I missed a 95% single shot with that pit. Good god, another crit. On us. We need more caltrops down over there. And we need them down there now. I kind of want them there. I also would love to kill this one. So darn it. I need the caltrops down first. Oh, I can't stasis this one. Stasis is still on cooldown. Alright, let's move away. To my knowledge, Bladelings have no movement points. So, this takes away their action points when they walk over it, which slows them down even more. But it means also if we have any movement points, using them to avoid a melee attack against the Bladelings is super handy. Come on, Dan, finish it! Finish it! Thank you. I want to get in a good spot to use a cryo orb and a grenade again. It's going to be over here. think they all want to kill Dan at the moment, which also works for us. Now, I'm going to say something which might not be accurate, but I think it is. I think on dominating, I think there's like an extra 3 or 4 bladelings per wave here. Like, it's insane how many... Oh. How many bladelings you have to deal with. If this hits Dan, this entire battle was all for nothing. I mentioned that because if the AoE hits if you cause friendly fire, it's awful because then every friendly goes after you. But I'm risking it because this battle we need a grenade there. I just want that thing to not reach Dan. Actually, that doesn't do anything other than a little dot effect, because Bladelings already have no movement points, which I just said. Yeah, they all want Dan. That's fine. Dan's wearing metal armor, so he can tank a few of these, but he will eventually die if they swarm him. I like to imagine someone's playing this music on a boombox while the battle's raging on. Okay. We can stun this one, and I can execute it. Haven't had it execute miss during this battle, which is very surprising. So you saw when I did Deep Away, quite a few aim shot misses. That same thing carries over for my executes. It's not happening as often as I think it does, which is to say it's maybe like 20% of my aimed shots. Was that right? No, 10% of my aim shots with the plasma pistol miss, instead of 5%. But it's been fine. I just complain, especially in the early game, where I really need those aim shots with my plasma pistol to hit, and they just weren't. It was just awful. And I think that's it. Pretty relaxing battle, all things considered. Look at all the corpses. So that ended up being a great spot to put the crawler caltrops. Alright, guys. So that ends the battle against the beast. I guess I'll just stop here. Thank you guys for watching. Hope it was entertaining. And I'll see you in another Lottery one-off, perhaps. Take care, everyone.